Okay, so editing. You've downloaded and saved your document. You now face the task of updating it to suit your own particular purposes. So, from the top, if you move your mouse right up to the top here, you'll see the general I-beam cursor, as we call it. So, as you move your mouse, as soon as it changes to the bar, wherever the bar goes, left click, drag, whatever gets highlighted is what you've selected there. So I select the 3, I type the correct number for my case, which is now 4. As you can see, the border just disappears. Same for here, it's not a practical, it's a test, and it's my second assessment, and it is 13 July 2018. Okay, so that's quite simple. So if something's already highlighted, you just simply left click, drag, and type over it. However, you try the same thing here, it doesn't seem to really work that way. Reason being, these highlights are part of a table. How do I know it's a table? Well, if I click and you look over here, you've got your tabs up top. As soon as I click onto a table, dead giveaway is this large square in the corner that pops up, plus I click in here. Now, as soon as I select or click into or highlight any part of a table, your two what are called contextual tabs appear up top here. Your two contextual tabs, they're active whenever you are working with a table. So obviously over here, I'm working with a 2. No table tools. I click inside the table. I now have design and layout. Quite simply put, design, what's the appearance? So in this case, what's the shading? Layout, how many rows, how many columns? Is it one table? Is it combined, split, etc., etc.? So structure, you find in layout. Looks, you find in the design. So your appearance, that's obviously things like shading. So to get rid of the shading here, I left click, I highlight, and I'm looking for shading under design. So design, shading, click on the little triangle pointing down, there you'll get your options, and I'm just going to say no color. There you go. So if you want no shading, simply select here. You want the shading back, simply click and select. Okay. Now, other than that, working with tables can be a bit tricky. The important thing just to remember, if your table starts working slightly against you, say for example here, I've got, looks fairly complicated, but all this is a series of single row tables. So how do I know it's a single table? Well, if I click here, I get back to my normal typing. That's a dead giveaway. There's a space in between. Over here, as soon as I click in it, you'll see this large box icon here. That allows you to select the whole table that you're working with. So I click, and instantly you get to insert a row above or below. The insert left and right refers to columns, so that's to add another column like so. So you click on the square box and you'll get the option to insert or to delete. So either just delete cells, columns, rows, or just remove the whole table. Okay, so oops, I didn't mean to do that. There's a very easy way to take yourself one step back. So if you are working on your document and suddenly everything seems to have gone haywire, you can safely take yourself back to where you were before things looked a bit crazy. You do that by holding down the Control key on your keyboard and press the Z button once, like so. Now if you go too far back, while still holding down Control, you press the Y button. So basically the shortcut is holding down the Control key on your keyboard, Z for one step back, Y to repeat the same step. So I can go many steps back in my document, gradually undoing my changes until I get to the stage where I want to go. As you can see, all the things I've been doing is now going in reverse. I go too far back, I just click Y until I get forward to the point that I want. That is just a shortcut, keyboard shortcut for these two buttons up right at the top here, just above home. You will see undo. Let's take one step back, and Control and Y, redo. Okay. So these little buttons can save you from disaster if things go horribly wrong while you're editing. Okay, so working with tables. Say, for example, I have a 6th and 7th comprehensive paragraph here. So they're saying copy these strips, as many paragraphs as you need. So we can just click here, right click, copy, just under here in 6, right click, paste. Okay, not working. Simple click here, go to layout, insert one row below, and click in the new row and split your cells. Sorry, split the table. And there you go. So you've got your new strip. So quite simple. Click, insert below, click again, and split table. There we've got our extra row. So as many paragraphs as you need. If you have too many paragraphs, you simply click and delete table. So click and delete table. Okay, so here is another important point. In your checklist, you'll see a valuable little section that says paragraph formatting is your friend. Well, specifically if you go to the home, paragraph group, and on your top right hand side you'll see the show hide control. What this does is it turns the formatting marking for Microsoft Word on or off. Formatting marks, that means paragraphs, that's your spaces, spacebar presses, basically the things that don't show up but they make their presence known. You'll see up top here, this is a tab stop, this is a new paragraph, etc, etc. Okay, why am I bringing this up? Because if you check your guidelines, you know that there needs to be a certain spacing criteria kept up. So for my comprehension paragraph here, there's only supposed to be one space in between each of these tables here. So to get rid of it, you see each of these extra paragraphs, I just left click, drag down to select, and press delete to remove those extra spaces. You can do that without the paragraph marking. It's just a lot easier to do and to keep track of what you're doing while the paragraph marking is on or off. So see which style works for you. This is very helpful when you're doing your fine-tuning and editing.